Well, guys, we did it. This is the end of the greatest cinematic trilogy anyone has ever seen. We did Three Houses, we did Awakening, now it's time to do Fire Emblem Fates. All of them, not just one, all 3 games. If you haven't seen the last 2 videos, which you definitely should, they're pretty good, me and a bunch of voice actors got together and were randomly assigned roles from various Fire Emblem games. It didn't matter what we got, we had to voice them, no questions asked. And, you know, it was interesting, to say the least. Some of them were perfect, some of them were very hilarious because they were very imperfect. And with this being Fire Emblem Fates, there are over 70 characters, so that means that this is the largest cast out of all of these videos combined, I believe. And remember, none of these people had any audition process. They were given what they were given and they had to stick with it. So don't bash them in the comments that they didn't do a perfect impression of so-and-so character. I don't encourage that anyway. With that all out of the way, I'm gonna stop rambling. Let's get on to the final chapter of our little Fire Emblem randomizer pie. Wait, pies don't have chapters, but who cares? Let's get on to the video. I hope you enjoy.
Yes, but no matter what, there are good people in this world who want to help. There are people who will love you no matter what it may cost them. There are people, right here, right now, who want to stand beside you.
The thing is, I know I made the right decision. I put a lot of thought into it. I really believe this is the best way to bring about peace. But I have nightmares every night about the Hoshidans I've killed.
This may sound harsh, but dancing like that is unfair to your audience. Practice in secret all you want, but when you step on stage, you're there for them. You must dance with confidence so they can carry your strength into battle.
Hee, my apologies. I just wanted to make sure I got it right. It's all thanks to you that I can do this. You never gave up and kept guiding me in the right direction. I really am grateful to you.
My apologies. I just wanted to make sure I got it right. It's all thanks to you that I can do this. You never gave up and kept guiding me in the right direction. I really am grateful to you.
It's the truth. Practicing without feedback or instruction will not take you far. Gunter has taught me everything I know. It was hellish, but I learned well. If not for him, I'd burn water and spill snacks left and right.
Really though, I wish you wouldn't worry about it. You remember now, and that's all that matters to me. My hard work paid off, didn't it? I became a castle knight, and here we are. I'm grateful for the chance to make up for lost time.
I would prefer it if you didn't scream like that. What if there were enemies nearby? Never give away your position when isolated from the main body of the army. Please, for all our sakes, try to refrain from such behavior in the future.
People would sing while they worked all through the harvest season. We got so excited when the yield was good. We'd have dances every night. No one ever had much money, but we always had each other.
Suppose we do win this war. Even if we reclaim our territory, the people of Koga are no more. Perhaps what made Koga so beautiful was not the lands, but the spirit of the people.
Well, if that isn't a mood lift, I don't know what is. Thank you. I needed that. You don't need to be a fortune teller to know that hard times are ahead. Still, I don't know anyone with a peppier outlook than you.
It's obvious how much your skills have grown since joining the army. You've become much stronger since your days in the village. Therefore, from this day forward, I won't hold back during our sparring sessions. It's the only way for you to truly perfect your skills.
A merchant who has to lie to her friends to make a profit isn't worthy of her job. I'll return your money, and I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
You are a skilled warrior, and you're only going to get stronger. But one day, I will rule all of Hoshido, and I'll need all of my siblings to support me. When that time comes, I need more than your strength on the battlefield.
Let's try and get our focus back on the task. I've cracked the eggs and put them in this bowl. Now I just need to stir them gently while I add a little soy sauce. This is really a great omelet. No one could possibly complain about it.
One day, you're going to be king, and I need to be strong enough to defend you. Right now, you're the one protecting me in battle. I've got to earn a place by your side.
That's not true. Now that it's all said and done, it was good for me. I tend to be introverted. So I was thankful that someone like you brought me to all those places.
My scar is a constant, throbbing reminder that I failed to avenge my father, that I wasn't strong enough. Never again in my life have I felt such shame!
I apologize, my lord. I've lived so much of my life without luxuries. The idea of having them, and especially of getting them without cost, it's foreign. I do not feel I have done anything to require such generosity from you. Knowing that you appreciate my efforts is enough.
We've always succeeded before. No matter where I am, you've found and rescued me from all kinds of traps. I feel like if we're together, there's nothing we can't do. So, you mind, getting a rope? No? That's fine. I'll just sleep here. See ya.
To think that my sarcastic remark brought about a culinary miracle. Amazing. Perhaps you tapped into a preternatural gift you didn't know existed. Either way, I'm just pleased that I got to enjoy such a delicious meal. Now, allow me to be an absolute dick to you until you fall in love with me for some reason. You know, the same way most completely healthy, non-toxic marriages start. Yes, I see absolutely nothing wrong with this relationship dynamic.
With the war going on, we can't afford to get sloppy. We've got to stay sharp. We used to take our best swordsmen and have them fight their way up the ranks. It would be awesome. You'd better get ready, because Hinata's gonna bring it!
I would never lie to my lord. I'm happy enough serving you, and I mean that. Now, if I said I had no interest in fashion at all, that would be a lie. I get a thrill out of hearing people say how good I am at selecting your clothes.
You don't need to worry about that. I wear these scars with pride. To a samurai, injuries in service are like badges of honor. Each one means that I've done my job well and protected you from danger.
Your retainers are a reflection of you. I was ashamed when I fell from the saddle, but you were gracious and forgiving. You chose me as your retainer anyway. I swore then that I would never let you down again. I would be flawless.
I already have a new goal. I'm going to get even stronger to protect you. That's the only way I can repay you for being such a great parent.
I keep my distance because it is the law of the Flame Tribe. As you know, we worship the god of the flame. To honor our god, we keep a fire in the village burning at all times. To do this, I avoid contact with outsiders as much as possible.
Once I saw enemies outside the palace, I rushed at them, tried to drive them off by myself, and got hurt badly. She wept at my bedside that night, and many nights after that. Once I got better, Lady Makoto said I must never run off like that again.
My honesty and my beauty are my two best qualities. And I see that you love our adventures just as much. Your tail's wagging like crazy.
I enjoyed the thrill of battle. Fighting was what I lived for. I always felt a weapon was more suited to my grasp than a brush or an instrument. But I did not exactly look the part of the blood-hungry warrior.
Amazing, aren't they? They shine like tiny stars. Okay, we set the weapon down here. Then we slather on some of that gunk. Once it's fully coated, we stick on a bunch of those shiny rocks. The gal who taught me this technique called it a mosaic. It's probably my favorite hobby.
I learned the fundamentals from my father, who was minister in his day. Later,
I was sent to serve the king as an aide. I saw firsthand how he took my father's strategies and took them even further.
Sometimes being crown prince means following the king's orders, no matter what. But there were times when I felt his commands crossed the line. Having to do things I didn't believe in weighed heavily on my heart. I love socialism. Fuck the bourgeois.
You'll have to learn the first lesson mature people all know. We must gratefully accept what the world decides to give us and make the most of it. Fussing over what things you can't change won't help anything.
I haven't done anything worthy of your pride. I don't have the overwhelming power that Xander does. I'm not good with people like Elise. And how could I possibly compare to your beloved Corin? But there is one who gives me unconditional love and pride. One who doesn't need power or people skills or plot armor to be worthy. My one true love. Oh, Tomato, you and your delicious, juicy flesh, your brilliant red sheen, you perfect specimen of life that none compares. I love you. Oh, Tomato.
Hi, brother.
Oh, what the
If things had turned out just a little different, I'd never have seen you again after we met. I knew the guards wouldn't let me sneak out again after they found out who I was.
Oh, thank goodness. You're back to your old grumpy self. I was worried you were going to give me the flirty treatment again. I don't think I've ever been so mortified in my life.
I don't know if you've heard, but sometimes I go a little bit crazy. Once I've tasted blood on the battlefield, it's pretty hard to snap out of it. Lord Xander wants me to be in control, so I learned some calming techniques.
Anyway, I guess I'll forgive you for creeping in my room. You were only trying to help. But if you ever change my dreams without my permission again, I will end you. Understand? Anyway, I guess I'll forgive you for creeping in my room. You were only trying to help. But if you ever change my dreams without my permission again, I will end you, understand?
I don't expect to meet an employer more trustworthy than you. You've always been kind to me, though I have nothing I can give you in return. Because of this, I will carry out every mission to the letter of your command.
For one such as I, a spell like that is mere child's play. My magic can alter the fabric of reality, so altering the fabric of dreams, that's nothing. There isn't a villain, alive or dead, who could ever hope to match my raw arcane might. No one, and I mean no one, can compare to Odin Dark. Except maybe Leo.
You should know up front that it's not all lollipops and puppy dogs. Since I was a child, I've had to do a lot of unsavory things just to survive. Steal, beg, kill. Just another Tuesday for little Niles, sadly.
I knew I had to spend my life protecting that brave, sweet girl. I knew to do that, I'd have to join the Castle Guard. So I trained as hard as I could. I lifted boulders beneath waterfalls. I swam upstream through the rapids. I even went hunting with nothing but my bare hands.
If someone sobbed a single sob, I would tickle them until they smiled. If I saw a fight, I would break it up, but not before I brought their hands together. I am the destroyer of evil, champion of the weak. I am Arthur, the hero of justice.
I showed a gift of magic at a young age. I was known by many as a prodigy. Such was my downfall. I became carried away in my inexperience and lost control of my magic. It backfired, and I've been stuck in this form ever since. But little do you know, This isn't even my final form! Ow.
I can't believe how many men actually believe this frail act is legit. No one in this country is even remotely like this. If the kind of woman I actually am was at all appealing, I wouldn't act. But that just isn't the case.
When you said I seemed gentle, I wrongly assumed you were mocking me. But now I see that you meant it sincerely. My fault, I guess, for imputing human sensibility to a wolf.
Hey, don't give me that look. I thought you were hungry. Besides, it's not like I keep anything rotten in here. Hold that thought. Okay, nothing that rotten.
You were really closed off around everyone. King Garon was greatly displeased by that. So I took the whip from him and I made my way to your room. I thought I was ready, but one look at your face, I turned right around, returned to my room, and broke that whip down into leather. And that's what this ball is made from.
I've always been a bit protective of you, and I guess I liked feeling that someone had to rely on me. But whenever you have a weapon in your hand, you're a totally different person. You don't need me. I'm not a gifted fighter. In battle, it's like you're the big sister, not me.
I just remembered that when I was real little, we'd go looking at flowers together. You always smiled so much. And I love your smile, Mama. So I decided to start bringing you lots and lots of flowers.
I couldn't buy a very expensive one, but I thought this one would look good on you. I wanted to tell you how grateful I am for everything you've done for me.
I couldn't buy a very expensive one, but I thought this one would look good on you. I wanted to tell you how grateful I am for everything you've done for me.
It's strange. I can't seem to hit the right notes. I used to be able to sing this song perfectly. I remember the lyrics and the melody. How can this be?
I'm sure my father has made you tea in his butling duties, but his tea is the water from the pot of your chamber compared to mine. Prepare to be carried away on a magic carpet ride of tea excellence.
They'd call me Sophie the Great, who surpassed her own father. Together with her beloved Avel, they vanquished evil across the land. How cool does that sound?
Yes, sir. I'm developing a new tonic, but I ran into some issues. I don't have all the right plants, so I was wondering if you'd go with me to get them. I think most of them grow up in those mountains you spent all your time in.
Yes, sir. I'm developing a new tonic, but I ran into some issues. I don't have all the right plants. So, I was wondering if you'd go with me to get them. I think most of them grow up in those mountains you all spend I think most of them grow up in those mountains you spend all your time in.
I can't spend time with Dad. He's always preoccupied with the war. I guess you don't see him often either. Has Dad ever even given you a gift or anything? How do you know he even cares about you?
Oh, there! There's a peasant beneath that tree. And another one in the tree next to it. And a deer below. Here, watch me shoot them. There's 1, and 2, and 3. Did you see that?
I mean that there can be good reasons for stealing. See, this may be hard to believe, but not everyone who's poor deserves to be so. And nobles have more wealth than they can shake a candy cane at. The world could use some rebalancing now and then.
Haiku is a poetic form belonging to the Hoshidan literary tradition. The first line contains 5 syllables, the second 7, the third 5 again. To be all alone, cloistered from the fallen world, it is a blessing. And I really apologize if you have passed second grade English. I'm just an English major. This is all I've got.
What a dark and desolate life you've lived in the absence of pickles. Listen, I'm going to give you a pickle, and you're going to eat it. You do not have a choice in this matter.
The last time we talked, you said that I was just like my father. But I don't think that's true. Fighting, riding, speaking, it all comes to him as naturally as breathing. I'm not like that.
It was the happiest day of my life. It made me realize that life is precious, and I should be a little more selfish. Hayato hated it, but I started dabbling in the dark arts, teaching myself magic.
This is exciting! I have no idea what's in there, but it almost sounds like someone's screaming inside. It's probably just the wind, but what if it's an amazing monster?
Oftentimes, when I am caught in the gaze of our people, I'm struck with fear. Their eyes are so heavy with expectation, and there are so many of them. I feel I must be nothing less than perfect in their eyes, and this vexes me.
For your information, no, I'm not into guys. I know I have a pretty feminine style, but that's just what I like. I guess I'm sorry I'm not quite the person you want me to be, Nina.
I want to be a warrior. A fearless, take no prisoners, sword-slinging tough gal. There's just one small hitch that I haven't gotten past. I lose my mind around cute girls. I mean, I really lose my mind. I just can't stand how great girls are.
I was just practicing. You see, there's an evil lord who controls the world, so I battle him into a corner. And at the last fateful moment, I used his dark power against him to triumph.
Why is it so hard to talk about this kind of stuff? I guess it's just, I sort of think of you like a girlfriend. But you're a guy, and you know, I was just wondering if maybe you are also into guys. If you get my drift. You're so full of yourself, you know that? My dad could totally beat up your dad. And afterwards, he'd slowly bend down, reach out, and pick your dad's pocket. And then give him a little smooch.
I want to be a great knight like my dad as soon as possible. If I'm gonna do that, I have to practice every day, right? Oh, I just had an idea. Maybe you could help me train. What do you say?
Oh, so now you're just taunting me. Great. Well, that's pretty terrifying in and of itself. I hope you have a good time exploring the cave. Try not to get eaten by a monster.
The object you formerly possessed was imbued with time and decay. The subtle deterioration of its form was sublimely beautiful. New object can never possess those qualities.
You've come for me, haven't you, Corin? When you were kidnapped, I was devastated. I always wanted to get back all that time we lost. And now, I can. If you surrender, we can serve Ann Coast together. Forever.
I hope you're all prepared to die. Actually, I don't care if you're ready or not. The more of you I kill, the better the promotion I'll get as a reward. Earl Hans. No. Duke Hans. Yes, that has a nice ring to it.
Oh my, how very frightening. I'm trembling. I am the highest ranking general in the Norian army, you fool. Do you really think I'll be so easy to kill? Don't you want to know why I wear this mask? It's because half of my face is rotten, and if you were to see it, you would die upon looking at it. Where's the fun in seeing you die just like that? I want to kill you with my bare hands. I want to see the life be snuffed out of your eyes as you draw your last breath.
Huh. You should have known better than to face me. Do you truly yearn for death so badly you resort to this? You're like a cockroach to me.
How can you possibly think you can win?
That was the video. The final chapter in the greatest cinematic trilogy anybody's ever seen, the Fire Emblem Randomizers. I hope you enjoyed this series as much as everybody did putting it together. It was crazy, to say the least. A little bit of delays here and there, but I would like to give a special thanks to Braden Gillis. Without his help, these videos would not come out nearly as fast as they did. They would probably come out like years later. So thanks, man. I would also like to thank everybody who's participated in these videos. You've made them super special. Certain people have definitely etched themselves into my brain, and I'm sure they've etched themselves into yours as well. And with that, this series is over. Time for the final end credit sequence. You should stay for it because it's going to be fantastic. No kazoo this time, but I think I have something just a little bit better. And we're gonna mix together concepts, and we're gonna meet in the middle for this final goodbye. You are
time for your final bow. Lucy, I did a fucking lucky. Now you're sweating power over the floor.
Uh-oh, we've got yes. I'm going to protect my friends.
Anyway, the other name is hard. She wants to call me an accessory. That is so sweet.
Best friend?
But I gotta ask.
I'll make this
I
quick.
just won.
The pain will pass.
Never make our new as long as I have you.
Only flesh!
Yes,
Your exit strategy! My name is Prepare for Oblivion. I just wanna go home. I am Sizo. You didn't get it at all, did you? Well, let's say it again. My name is Sizo.
Knowing that you're not gonna let my ass say your goodbye. I will just stop for a try.
Here comes your final reward.
My is worse than
Say
my
your prayers. The time for mercy has passed. I won't lose. Or at least that's what my wiki page says.
Witness my
true power. It's all me. I got this. With all my strength. Behold. I just killed a man.
You think I
It's
look
all
this good
me.
if I ate whatever I wanted?
I'm a grown child.
I'm sorry, nailed you down. Stealing heart.
Okay, I tried.
Corpse. My really shining now, thanks to you. Switch! How else am I gonna pick up the Kimbo now?
Be gone.
Oh, so trust. You've been having time to play. Business
Nothing
is
but
booming.
tomatoes. I will tomato you. Surrendered.
Thank you for my groans of increasing discomfort. Good night, everybody.